Hello. Hello, hello. We are live. I need to turn my camera brightness up, I think. Oop. Is that okay? Was that better? Maybe too bright. Who knows? I don't know. I don't care. Slightly late today because I needed to set up the camera. As always late, always setting up the camera. Would it be one of my painting streams if it was any different? I do not think so. No George today as he is at a Comic-Con. He is at MCM London. So, just me today. Yes. As always, ignore the gammy finger. It looks way more red on camera. It's actually doing a lot better than it was last week. Not that it looks like it on camera. It's not as bad as it looks. Hello, Bashimi. How's it going? So, last week on Blue the Nerd painting stream, we did a tiny bit of the Heldrake, but not much. But instead, we were working mostly on the fire. Now, I have finished the fire since the last stream. The trust the process has been trusted. So, here we are. That looks way more vivid on camera than it does in real life. That's why. Hold on. There we go. That's a little bit better. Still more vivid, but it's better than it was. So yeah, this is finished. I'm pretty proud of it. I made it smokier than I intended to. There's a lot more smoke than I intended. But to be honest, it's coming from a Chaos Heldrake, like a mechanical dragon of hell. So my kind of thinking is like you're literally being surrounded in red hot burning ash and fumes and being suffocated and burnt by ash just as much as you were being burnt by fire. So it does kind of look like magma, yeah. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks like a gout of fire, very ashy fire coming out. So it should look really cool once it's like coming out of his mouth, you know. I cannot show this on camera, but once it's like that and he's all like, rah, that should look pretty cool. So I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out, and it looks insanely vibrant on camera. Something about these fluorescent paints on camera just... it doesn't look that vibrant in real life, but it makes it look on camera like it's really glowing, so I like it. I like it. And the rocks look pretty good as well. I'm pretty happy with the basing. It's simple, but the base it looks good. So yeah, we'll be carrying on working on this boy next, because we've got the gold to go to finish. We've got all of the like gunmetal bits, like the grey metal to do, and then the electronics. I think I'm gonna do like the wires and stuff. I'm gonna do red probably. Thank fuck, trust the process is a real thing. It really came together. Yeah, honestly, like when you compare like halfway through yesterday's stream to now. Yeah, it came together. So I'm pretty happy with it. No George, no, he's at Comic-Con today. He is at MCM Comic-Con. Doxing exactly where George is right now, as if anybody's going to be able to drive to London and like ambush George right now. What would I like to do? Brain function paint. That's what. Why does it sound like I'm going no bitches? No George? Maidenless? So let's keep the fire somewhere that we can see it, because it looks good. And let's get painting on the Heldrake, shall we? I gotta mix up the gold. First step. First step. Ooh, also, I haven't even done this yet. Hell yeah. Please sponsor me, Hobgoblin. I'll drink your beer in every single video if you sponsor me, Hobgoblin. Dude, what? I should email Hobgoblin and be like, hey, sponsor me. I wonder what would happen. They'd probably say no. They'd probably just say no. But you know, maybe I should try. Mixing the paint. If I was smart and prepared for these streams, I'd mix my paint ahead of time. However, I'm not. And that's the end of that. Let's put the Hobgoblin somewhere I don't have to reach around my camera to get to every time. Actually, to be honest, that's the best spot. I don't really have any room anywhere else. Oh, also, if we finish the Heldrake, which we probably won't, but if we do, I have another model to work on. So before we were painting my Space Marines, the white and red boys, me and Leo were searching for something in our apartment, and I found another one of my Space Marines that was in another box that hasn't been painted yet. Well, he's partly painted, but he hasn't been finished yet, so I have this guy to finish at some point. This probably means that I've got other random Space Marines scattered around, but I don't know where any of them are. So, just this guy. Oh. Because George isn't here, we'll probably actually get some painting done. We may actually do some painting instead of immediately going off on an ADHD tangent. One can hope. By Toy Story rule, they're probably plotting your downfall for getting them. Yeah. Dude, if Toy Story was real, my Warhammer would rise up. I would definitely die to a massive Chaos Toys. Nice smooth gold. Paintbrush. Which Baldur's Gate song is this? The Power choral version. I don't know. I don't know at what point this one specifically plays. That same damn motif. It's not in like the Aquarist Church, is it? The Church of the Fishy Cooch. Let's be honest, the tangent happens whether George is here or not. It's just how mentally sound you come out of them that changes. I mean, the tangents still happen, but I feel like George being here means they're like more frequent. I think they happen a lot less frequently when George isn't here. I definitely get more painting done when George isn't here. As always, the camera is focusing on my thumb, not on what I'm painting. Nails looking crusty as usual. Yeah, I haven't painted them in weeks. I need to do that. I might do that tonight after stream. The difficult part of this Heldrake is not only how do I get to all these angles, but how do I get to all these angles on camera? That is just fully not on camera. I might just have to commit to that bit not being on camera so I can actually paint it. What's the hole for? Support? Crick screen. The hole, I honestly don't know and I don't like it. It's just a thing that the Heldrake has. Because, like, the support that it would be held up with went there. It would go here. So, it's just... But I wouldn't have a problem with it if it, like, closed. Like, part in. But it goes all the way inside. So you can just see that the dragon's hollow. And I don't know why they chose to do that. Not just once, but 3 times. You can just see that the dragon's hollow. More times, in fact, because there's exhausts there as well. And I don't understand why that's how they did that. It's like one of the few things that annoys me about the model. I love this model. I think it's really cool, but that's just kind of a bit dumb, in my opinion. I don't know why the Wizards of the Coast, not Wizards of the Coast, the other one, Games Workshop. I don't know why Games Workshop decided to give the Heldrake a massive gaping asshole. Doesn't he have a lower half that connects there? No. This is the whole model. This is the whole thing. Yeah, honestly, if I could have one thing the Games Workshop change about this model, just give the Heldrake a butt plug. That's it. That's the only thing that needs changing. Wonder how well this paint holds up with light exposure. My main Chaos army that's like nearing 10 years old still looks pretty great. But I couldn't tell you longer than that. But I don't have them like regularly exposed to direct sunlight. Nice bit of Hades music. Is it relaxing to paint this, or are you clenched for the whole process? It's relaxing. I'm pretty relaxed. I usually watch like anime or YouTube or something while painting when I'm not streaming. But I also have quite steady hands when it comes to this. And also the point I'm painting, it is like delicate, but also it's not super like, if I get gold in the blue, I'm going to be doing another coat of blue to cover up anyway. So it's not like a big deal if I slip up. When more of the model has been painted, then it might start becoming a bit more tense, but going to do other coats. Yeah. This is only the base coat of gold. Like, this gold's not very thick, so one base coat of it doesn't look super consistent, so I'm gonna have to do another coat. What is this song from? Is it Hades? It is, yeah. You thought I was done with blue? I mean, I'm mostly done, but like, if I zoom in, you can see it's not super, like, it's a little bit patchy. Am I going to paint the tongue too? Yeah, the whole thing's going to be painted. Although I'm less worried about doing multiple coats of the mouth because I'm going to be dry brushing light in there to like flame it all up. But I still want to do a base coat for the flame to go on top of. You like art streams because they're cozy, but dear God, is it crusty at 240p or whatever my phone is cooking right now? Get a better phone. Get better internet. Update your girl is at 160p. Damn. Not even 240. With the internet that you have, it truly is a miracle that you were born with the patience to watch my streams all the way. I don't know how your internet is that bad. Because, like, 140p, 160p, hell, even 240p is, like, far, far lower than even, like, 3G should be able to output. Like, mobile data should be outputting way higher. So the fact that your actual broadband is worse than that is insane. Twitch specifically is lagging the worst, like YouTube mostly holds up fine. To be fair, Twitch does run worse than YouTube. Live streams are a bit harder to run, I guess, because they don't have like the aggressive post-processing and encoding that you know, a YouTube video has. But even still, have you tried using a VPN and finding out if it's actually just that your ISP throttles Twitch? You have people using Netflix in the house, so that might make things worse. Oh yeah, that won't help. That definitely won't help. You don't even have fiber. I didn't get fiber until we moved here. I have never had internet as fast as when we moved here. It was a godsend. When we lived in our last apartment before we moved, our internet was shockingly bad. I couldn't live stream and play games at the same time because live streaming would just make the games lag. I could just about play some games normally if I was lucky, but I basically just had to quit online games the whole time we lived there. Putting streams at a lower resolution helps the lagging be it. So you're not mad about 360, but 160p is pushing it? Yeah. Honestly, 360p would be pushing it for me. I'd be like, nah, dude. I feel like 480p is like my lowest acceptable resolution. Double coat the right shoulder. Pretty sure I double coated this one. But I don't remember if I double coated that one. Having shit internet and shit consoles really gave me an immunity against low graphics. You out here playing the PS1 Bloodborne fan remake, not because it's a fun remake, but because you have no other choice. For a while, Assassin's Creed 2 was peak semi-realistic graphics. How long was for a while, you know? Because, like, when it came out, sure. Dethroned by The Witcher 3. To be fair, The Witcher 3 still holds up, so... I really want to stream Cyberpunk at some point, but my PC struggles to run Cyberpunk consistently as is without streaming. That game uses a shite ton of graphics. I don't know how anyone is supposed to be running that game on high and getting a decent frame rate. Because I've got a pretty high-end graphics card. You excited for The Witcher 4? I'm really intrigued to see how The Witcher 4 looks graphically, because they're running it on the newest Unreal Engine, but some of the lighting and graphics that the newest Unreal Engine supports are like genuinely insanely gorgeous. They're making a 4. Yeah, dude, they announced 4 like ages ago. They announced it in 2022. I don't know how 3 ends because I've not actually finished it. So I don't know where in the books it ends. So I couldn't tell you if it's an end to the story. Any news about it? Just that it was announced pretty much. And it's being worked on and it's in Unreal 5. They haven't announced that it's called The Witcher 4. It's called The Witcher Polaris, or at least that's the code name at the moment. But they haven't given any specifics, so it could be about different characters. We could end up with just like I don't know, a game where you play as Vesemir or something, like a prequel. I have no idea. That would be fun though, to be fair. What if The Witcher 4 ends up being an MMO like Final Fantasy 14 and you make your own Witcher? That'd be dope. Or even just a regular RPG where you make your own Witcher. What are you doing? So the cat's just sat in a corner and just coughing. Did you watch the Witcher movie? As in the Polish one from like the 90s or something? Because if so, then no. But if you mean the Netflix series that started off really good... Oh, the animated one. No, I haven't. I haven't watched any of it. I really need to. I'm so behind on stuff like that. I haven't watched the Cyberpunk anime yet either. My object permanence is so bad that I'll be like, oh yeah, I need to watch that, and then immediately forget about it. No matter how much I actually want to watch something, I'll forget. And then I'll watch like 5 hours of YouTube instead of actually watching something I wanted to watch. Cyberpunk is insanely good and understands the core of cyberpunk genre so well. Yeah, I know, I need to watch it. I need to watch it. But I'm between watching it in original Japanese or English, because both the Japanese and the English casts are insanely good. And the animation slaps. It's made by Studio Triggers. Yeah. Hey yo, but speaking of anime, Lord of the Rings anime though. You watched it in the original, but the jokes work really well in English from what I saw. Yeah, that's why I'm debating it. They just both have really good casts, so it's a really hard choice. But you know, it's no Romeo and Juliet, but fucking at Doomsgate on mention of Romeo and Juliet. Gonna make a Romeo and Juliet fan edit to the Doom theme. Let's look up the Cyberpunk cast. Yeah, it's got Giancarlo Esposito in it. That was one of the big ones. Give me behind the voice actors so I can look at both languages. David is voiced by Zach Aguila. Who's in a shit ton of stuff. Oh, who's the Japanese voice? Ken. He's just called Ken. The actor is just called Ken. He was fucking Yuki in Yu-Gi-Oh! Fucking Judai Yugi. Yeah, he's just called Ken, but with 2 N's. Filters. I can only sort it by new to old. I can't sort it by like popularity. Who else? Who voices Lucy? Emmy Lowe. anything that I've heard of. This is just all anime. I mean, I know who Giancarlo Esposito is, obviously. Oh yeah, Matthew Mercer's in it as well, of course he is. Let's go to IMDb and see if it gives us an easier time. You've been watching a British show, so you're in a fucking hate y'all accent phase, your brain is fried. What British show have you been watching? How British are we talking here? Are we talking like EastEnders, Life on Mars? Have I heard of that one? I'd love to see you watch EastEnders. Life on Mars. Oh, it's got John Sim in it. I haven't heard of this, but I feel like I should. Love John Sim. He's my favourite master from Doctor Who. What kind of show is it? Is it sci-fi? It's so fucking good, but dear God, the accent's killing me. Ah, you haven't even... you haven't seen how bad it can get, Bashimi. You have not seen how bad it can get. Have you seen the fucking slag clip? Not fucking slag. Hang on, not just slag. Let's just quickly go pause the music, go to screen share. It's a mystery show, like a crime of the week type. Ah.
I didn't become a little bit of a slag. I became a total slag.
Sims Peak in it, yeah. Honestly, he's a great actor. There's a really weird British crime show. I can't remember what it's called. It has... This is going to mean nothing to someone who isn't British, but it's got the guy that's in every episode of QI. Not Stephen Fry, the one with the curly hair, but it's a crime drama, but the main character's a magician who is really good at solving crimes because he understands concepts of like diverting your attention and sleight of hand and like, you know, but I can't remember what it's called or what he's called. The guy from QI. Alan Davies. It's got Alan Davies in it, who's just a British actor. QI was like a quiz show, by the way. What was the show that Alan Davies was in called? Was it Jonathan Creek? A magician with a natural ability for solving puzzles works from his home in a converted windmill. He uses his abilities to solve impossible crimes and mysterious murders. And it's low-key great. It continued on till 2016. What the fuck? I don't believe that. That's not true. That's not real. That's not a real thing that happened. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, IMDb. The hell? This show ended in like 90s. I swear this show ended like like early 2000s latest. Rebooted? I don't. It doesn't look like it. It's got the same actor. So, to be fair, you're probably right. So, season 4 was. That's really weird how they released this. So, season 1 was all 1997. Season 2 was all 1998. Season 3 was all 1999. Apart from the last 2 episodes, which were the years 2000 and 2001. Then season 4 started in 2003 and ended in 2013, with episodes literally releasing like years apart. Then season 5 started in 2014 and ended in 2016. Bear in mind, season 5 had 4 episodes. And it took them... So, the first 3 released in 2014 and the 4th released in 2016. How the fuck... Anyway, you should watch Life on Mars. It's 2 seasons of 8 episodes each, and it's got very good comedy despite being a very serious show. I'll have to have a look. Honestly, Jonathan Creek, like, the first couple seasons were really good. It was a very enjoyable show. But Britain did have some weird shows. But yeah, we had a show called QI, which was hosted by Stephen Fry. And it was a quiz show, but it was like a really stupid quiz show. And the point system was kind of nonsense. And you didn't get anything for winning. It just had a bunch of actors and like celebrities come on and just joke about and answer stupid questions. And it was really funny. It was a really good show. Alan Davies was in every single episode. And he was basically like the butt of the jokes for the whole series. It was good. Like Taskmaster. I don't know what's that either. Taskmaster looks really fun though. That's where they get given tasks and they have to like creatively solve them, right? And they get bonus points for being creative. That one looks fun. This one's literally just like a panel quiz show with a bunch of celebrities. QI was great though. I used to watch it quite a lot. Very British. Very, very British. I should probably play music so I'm not just sat in silence. I've just been colouring in part of the wrong wing. Oh, it doesn't matter, I'll get there eventually, but... Meant to be doing this one. What's absolutely wild about some British shows, though? I mean, Doctor Who, right? Always a low-budget sci-fi. That was part of its charm, was the low budget, but, like, quite often really good plots and scary monsters. It's been bought out by Disney now. So it's just another big-budget sci-fi, and I feel like it kind of loses the charm. Like, it's not a budget sci-fi if it's being funded by Disney, is it? It was one of those things where, like, if you made a Star Wars costume for Halloween, you were probably making a costume with a higher budget than they had for the original series of Doctor Who. I said Star Wars just then. Did not mean to say Star Wars. Don't know why I said Star Wars. We're not talking about Star... I think I'm having a stroke. Names Bond's having a stroke. Having a stonk. I've done so much talking today. I'm going to blame it on that. I had to give a back of house tour at work today, and it's an hour long of just me talking. And good God, my voice. You had a girlfriend in school who was obsessed by Doctor Who to the point where you had to do Doctor Who research to get her to like me. I mean, it's cute that you went that far, though. Whovians, man. Some people were so obsessed with it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. I watched quite a lot of it back in the day. You know, as a kid, I was waiting every Saturday for the new episode of Doctor Who to come out. That was me. I did that. But I wasn't obsessed with it. Couldn't imagine waiting every week to get an episode of something now. I say that like I wasn't doing that with Dungeon Meshi, because I absolutely was. But it's very rare that I do that. Also, she was a massive pothead, and that was so awkward because I didn't really like Harry Potter, and to this day I think she didn't notice it. I was also quite big on Harry Potter as a kid. It was a big part of my childhood growing up. It is kind of insane, the cultural impact that Harry Potter had. Like, I feel like there's going to be some, like, studies on the generational trauma caused by Harry Potter being so insanely prolific and popular, and then the author turning into an ultra-Nazi. there's got to be studies done on that in one day that are going to be like, yeah, so this had a pretty big knock-on effect. Nerd culture is weird when you meet someone who's on the other end of the spectrum. Yeah. Honestly, Harry Potter is pretty derivative when it comes to its world and story. Like, it's all been done almost exactly the same before. Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. It wasn't revolutionary at all, and it is bizarre how popular it was. Because when you actually break it down, it's not very deep. But it, like, for some reason had such an immense cultural impact. I think the difference is it did a lot of the things like it low-key just rips off like the story of Lord of the Rings and things like that, you know, right? But I feel like it made that type of story way more digestible than Lord of the Rings. Like, it's way easier to watch a Harry Potter movie or read a Harry Potter book than it is to watch a Lord of the Rings movie or read a Lord of the Rings book for like the vast majority of people. And I think that was the biggest thing about it, was how accessible it made it. Tales from Earthsea was a much more creative way to do the Magic Boy and Magic School. I mean, loads of things have done it way more creatively. Is Harry Potter just an isekai? The wildest thing about Harry Potter is that the entire plot is literally inspired by the rise of Hitler, and the whole thing is like Nazi bad, racial superiority bad, we don't approve of Nazis, and then the author became a Nazi, and that's just wild to me. Or, you know, the worst witch did the protag who is bullied by their potion teacher and whose nemesis is a blonde rich fuck. Again, that's a pretty common trope, though. Slavery is still okay at the end of the last book. Yeah, like, I mean, Hermione does campaign against the whole house elf thing quite heavily. Like, she starts a whole thing about it, but nothing ever comes of it. It's kind of played off like a joke. The organization that she starts is called Spew, so it's just like a haha funny Hermione doesn't agree with slaves and no one else cares type thing, you know? Which is weird. And, you know, we don't talk about the fact that the goblins are clearly inspired by a specific demographic. We're not going to broach that subject today. Just not gonna, you know? J.K. Rowling being an actual Holocaust denier is wild to me. Yep. Yeah, there's that. I mean, there were signs in Harry Potter, right? Like, before the mold, before the brain rot from the lead paint and the mold, like, there were signs. She called one of the only black characters Kingsley Shacklebolt. You know, that's not. I think there's one Jewish character, and his surname is Goldstein. There's one Chinese character, and her name is Cho Chang. You know, stereotypes all over the place. The Shacklebolt is the one that I genuinely cannot get over, though. Like, jeez. You think the Voldemort jokes are funny, but let's not forget she is a genuinely dangerous, bigoted person with way too much power. Yeah. And it's like, you know, it's all well and good saying, I'm not going to buy any Harry Potter products, I'm not going to do anything that supports her, but she's already like a multi-millionaire, and also if you support the Warner Bros, you inadvertently support her, so you can't go to see any Warner Bros show or movie at all, because otherwise you inadvertently support her, which I believe counts like all of DC. I think DC are made by Warner Bros. All of their films are made by Warner Bros. Because when you support DC, money goes to J.K. Rowling, pretty much. That's just it. Like, because they will make more J.K. Rowling productions, they will make more Harry Potter games and shows. There's a new fucking Quidditch game came out, I think. The only black girl in the books gets recasted as white when she becomes relevant in the movies, despite being casted as black when she was an extra. Oh, is that Lavender? Was she called Lavender? Or Lottie? Or one of the L names? The one that falls in love with Ron, right? I think. Isn't HBO doing a new Harry Potter show? I saw things about that, but that was a while ago and I've not heard anything since, so I genuinely don't know. But I'm wondering if HBO are, with all the controversy going around, and just keeping quiet. They're like, we'll let it die down first. We'll let people get over it for a bit, and then we'll release some news. And then J.K. Rowling just never stopped. She never gave any opportunities for anything to die down. It's the one who does Quidditch, the one who replaced the captain. Oh. I swear that one of the love interests or something was white in one of the films and was black in one of the films and becomes white as well. I remember the reverse happened to one of Malfoy's lackeys, but the reason for that was that the actor went to jail. J.K. Rowling finally did shut up for like a week, did she? Because she's still going, isn't she? A week is not enough for things to die down enough for HBO to take that risk either. Also, the only gay relationship that I can think of in like the Harry Potter series is insanely toxic. The whole Dumbledore Grindelwald stuff is just the most toxic relationship in the whole thing. It was because of the Iman Khalifa lawsuit. Oh, did she shut up around then? Did her lawyer go, hey Rowling, maybe shut the fuck up? Maybe stop? Because I remember her getting sued and then saying other things. But yeah, I really did not like the Grindelwald Dumbledore love thing, relationship thing. Like, it just screamed Tumblr doesn't understand romance. You know, it's like the whole enemies to lovers trope I fucking despise, because that's not healthy. That's not healthy. Stop bringing back the enemies to lovers trope. It's toxic as fuck. It implies that you can love someone by hating them, which is not... That's not a good foundation for a relationship, is being someone's actual enemy. Stop it. enemies to lovers is a terrible trope, it's a terrible writing, and any film that does it is bad. Fucking, they did it in Star Wars and it pissed me off. So bad! I could rant for days about how much I hate the enemies to lovers trope. The wild thing about the whole Iman Khalif thing is it's a repeat of something we've seen in the past, which was a female boxer was declared intersex and told that she could not box because she was not a female and that it was an unfair advantage and that she doesn't classify as a woman, she's a man, blah blah blah. All of that inane bullshit that makes no sense. That woman went on, I think, 4 years later to give birth to a child. Like, it doesn't even matter what your views on trans people in sports are at that point. Like, this was a cis woman that had a child who wasn't allowed to box because she was told she was a man. Like, and this is basically just a repeat of that. It's a bunch of self-righteous assholes telling a woman she's not a woman because of their extremely narrow worldview of what a woman is. And then J.K. Rowling, like, has the audacity to claim she's a feminist? The only enemies to lover that I like is Professor X and Magneto, and that's only because they're already very good friends who are only enemies because they're moral paths. Lover in a more platonic way. Yeah, I mean, that's different though, right? It's literally like Xavier agrees with a lot of the things that Magneto stands for, just he doesn't agree with the way he's going about it or what he wants to fully achieve, right? Like, Xavier wants mutants to be able to live in harmony with non-mutants, whereas Magneto wants mutants to stop being oppressed, but in doing so wants to basically bring mutants to be the new, like, dominant species. And yeah, they were, like, old friends. So that one gets a pass. That's not like, oh, we met on a battlefield and you tried to kill me and now I'm in love with you. Oh, you're a war criminal, but it's okay though because you have a long face and look like those ugly cats. I was not prepared for an insane sax solo, and this fucking goes hard, dude. My hand is cramping. You said Magnus. Do you mean Magneto? Towing the line between homo superior, homosexual, and homicide. Oh, do you know a really fucking good show about a romance blossoming that starts off toxic, though? That's his name in most of the comics. What, Magnus? Is it? Oh, I didn't know that. A really good show. I think it's actually based on a comic or a graphic novel that has a really good blossoming romance from a really weird place, is a show called End of the Fucking World. I think it was a Channel 4 show, but I think it was also on Netflix. But it's about a kid who's a psychopath who's working his way up to murder a person, and this girl in his class he decides is going to be the first person he murders. Really fucking good show. Great show. Recommend it. I wonder when we're getting season 3 of that, because I don't think that show finished. The only enemies to lovers trope that I feel I've watched that is good, again, isn't really enemies to lovers. Crowley and Aziraphale in Good Omens. That's great. I approve of that. More of that. But they were already friends. They weren't actually enemies. Zuko and Katara. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't watched Avatar in so long. Oh. The lack of empathy is more sociopathy than psychopathy. Like, if we want to put a name on him. What, in End of the Fucking World? It's not a lack of empathy, though. He, like, literally kills animals and wants to kill a human. Like, he physically wants to kill a human. He's trying to work his way up to that. I agree that he probably is actually a sociopath, not a psychopath, but it presents it like he's a psychopath. How many seasons of it did we get? Just season 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it didn't end. Season 3 is unlikely. Ah, because it continued on after the graphic novel. So they don't actually have anything to base it on. Because I'm pretty sure in the show he even calls himself a psychopath. I should rewatch that. That was a good show. Also, I'm not okay with this. Did that show ever get a season 2? Because that ended on a massive cliffhanger. That was a really good show as well. Yeah, apparently Netflix decided to not renew it. Why did they do that? Doesn't he shoot himself in the dick at the end of season 1? No? You had a massive crush on the main girl. I also kind of did. COVID. I mean, COVID is one reason, but they didn't like choose not to do a season 2 because of COVID. They just decided they weren't gonna try. It wasn't like a we're delaying this. It was just a we're not doing it, which I think sucks. And then the main girl from I'm Not Okay With This went on to play the druid in fucking the D&D movie, which was also a great look. Sapphic relationships scaring Netflix producers. Yeah. I was gonna say, are there any good gay Netflix series? Completely forgetting that Heartstopper exists. Yes, there are good gay Netflix series. Not that, you know, Netflix came up with the plot or anything. They just found a popular book series and went, yeah, we'll do it. But they do it really faithfully, so I'll let them off. Heartstopper's like one of the few Netflix series that didn't get canned at season 2 as well. It's becoming a rarity now. They're like, they get to season 2, they go, we'll make a new show with blackjack and hookers. Castlevania is the queerest shit I've seen recently. Like, you can't tell me Alucard isn't for the gays and the girls. Alucard, yeah, Alucard's great. Androgynous icon. The bitches in leather getting punched in the dick by a himbo. My favourite thing about Castlevania was the last episode, though. I loved how they ended it with just, like, everybody just sorting out their lives and just being like, okay, we're moving on. We're gonna fix shit. We're gonna live good lives. There's gonna be a good time. Dead End Paranormal Park was really good with stellar representation and it got canned. I've not even heard of that one. There's a book I've been waiting on that YouTuber Blue the Nerd? Fucking no. Nerd Cubed. My brain just confused nerds then. YouTuber Nerd Cubed is writing, and it's finally got a release date confirmed. I backed it when it was announced. It's called Paradox, and it's like a sci-fi time travel paradox comedy type thing. And it's got loads of queer characters in it. Like a ton of queer characters in it, and I'm really looking forward to it. Did I listen to the Magnus Archives? It's very good and got good rep. I've listened to some of it. I never finished it, but I did listen to some of it. It was good, I just never, like, got around to finishing it. I swear the Magnus Archives is like a litmus test for neurodivergency. It's like, oh, you're neurodivergent? What's your favorite Magnus Archives episode? Oh, you say you've been diagnosed with autism? Have you listened to the Magnus Archives? No. Well, I will not accept that you're autistic until you do. I sound like those TikTok self-diagnosers. You got auto-modded for saying French fucks again. What did you actually say? You're desperate to recommend your favorite shit because other French fucks around me don't really have the same taste as me. Your favorite is Dig. I've not heard of Dig. It's a 3-season one. What's it about? What is Dig about? Well, that's the base coat of gold done. Woo. Oh. Let's mix up this silver, shall we? Let's start some of the silver, shall we? Or do I redo a coat of the black? Because my plan is I'm going to leave a lot of it black and then have it edged with silver, so it's like the paint's worn off, like how it actually is, but with a metallic, where it's like the paint has been on top of the metallic instead of like plastic, you know? So maybe I repaint it in black first, but that shouldn't take too long. Do I have any larger brushes that aren't actually fucked though? Oh, that brush is actually fucked. Look at that. That's just not useful for anyone. It's a guy getting a Lightner book about digging and who starts compulsively digging his grave. It's written in a very trippy way because he's slowly getting destroyed by the book. Do I remember that? What episode number is it? Because I might have. Can I do just a search in the Magnus archives? No. Because it sounds familiar. It's one from the buried. Yeah, I gathered that much. Fatigue. Distant cousin. Dig. I did listen to Dig. It was probably just quite a while ago. I got to episode 140. That's how far in I got. Out of how many? Uh, 200. There's exactly 200 episodes. Wow. The one about the season 1 antagonist is really good, like her insanity is really palpable. I don't know what my favorite is. Really early on, I loved the anglerfish. The anglerfish was really cool. And I liked that they low-key referenced that in Jujutsu Kaisen. I really liked the others. I think they were called the ones. They're basically like the alters in all of that analog horror stuff at the moment, where they like went to a biology class to learn human anatomy to like create their own bodies. And also Not Sasha. Not Sasha was really good. That whole concept of like feeling insane because you know that someone isn't themselves but everyone else seems to think that it's the same person, like that was a really good concept. The Anglerfish is such a good first episode. Like usually the first episodes are a bit hard to watch. Yeah, I know, right? They really started it off strong. Like they started it off with, in my opinion, one of the best episodes. I wish the Anglerfish returned. I wish we got more of it. Anatomy class is hilarious. Like the guy giving the statement is not picking up on any of it. Yeah, I know. Where there? I am so glad I do not have work tomorrow. I had a 6-day work week and I am done. I am done. No more. Never more. Oh, that reminds me of the Fall of the House of Usher, based on the Edgar Allan Poe book. That was a good series. That was a really good series. I enjoyed that. The director, I can't remember his name, has like consistently done series that I have really liked. Like I think he also did The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor, and he also did Midnight Mass, and he also did The Midnight Club. And they're all unrelated. This is a director that just does a series of like one season wonders, and they are all so good. Genuinely so good. So The Fall of the House of Usher is based on Nevermore, but it's like a modern retelling. So it's about a like insanely rich like family empire that gets like brought down. Midnight Mass was not your jam. I get that. I can get why it wouldn't be your jam. I just really liked it. The Midnight Club is quite morbid. It's like a hostel for people with like for teenagers with terminal illnesses that basically just want to live out the rest of their life how they live before they die, and they meet up every night to tell ghost stories. That's a really good show. Yeah, show. It's not a film. But one of the things I really enjoy from the director is that he regularly reuses actors, so you'll see them throughout each of these shows. So like The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor, which are unrelated, they're just both ghost shows, have pretty much the same casts. Why am I so tired? Do I know why I'm so tired? It's because I haven't been sleeping very well. Because I've been working. I don't even get tomorrow off. I'm not working, but I have to do YouTube. don't think the black requires too much mixing. We're going with Corvus black because it's not like black black. It's like very, very slightly light with a tiniest hint of blue black. Which I think will work quite well for this model. You've been doing 11 PM to 4 AM nights for a while, and oh boy am I feeling it, yeah. 4 AM is early as well. That's rough. I could not do that. I've been doing like 1 AM to 8 AM. Which isn't too bad, you know, like 7 hours a night isn't too bad, but it when you're doing it consecutively for like 6 days, it really adds up. Insomnia is doing a number on you. I feel that. I'm luckily not going through an insomnia spell at the moment, but I know the feeling of going through one. Right, let's find out if I watered this black down too much. Looks like we're alright. Maybe slightly too thin. I can work with it though. Tell you what had been interfering with my sleep though until very recently is the pharmacy slightly screwed me over with getting one of my prescriptions. I get omeprazole as a prescription because I get horrific heartburn because I have a hernia, and they screwed me over with my prescription and I didn't have it for like 4 days, and literally within a day of not taking my omeprazole, my heartburn came back with a vengeance and I was in pain. I woke up one night choking on stomach acid, which is such a fun feeling. Is it really blue or is my screen struggling? It looks really blue on camera. I think that's the white balance on my camera going off. It's not that blue. Hang on, I'll fix it. 1 second. That's about right. Heartburn is acid reflux, right? Yeah. Yeah, same thing. If I don't take medication for it regularly, I get insane acid reflux. like the reason I started going to the doctor about it was I could kind of live with the symptoms. I was queasy quite often, and acid reflux just doesn't feel good, but you know, I could live with that. But I started waking up in the middle of the night choking on stomach acid, and like, you can die from that. You could choke to death in your sleep, and I don't want to do that. Oh, no. No, thank you. That's okay. No. I'll pass. I'll pass on that. That's a no from me, Chief. Sounds like a bad medical condition. Yeah, it's not great. I'll give you that it's not ideal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's because I have a hernia. Because I do. We figured that much out from having a camera rammed down my throat. But yes, I have to take a omeprazole every day. And then my chemist screwed me over. Yeah. Is it like upstairs IBS? No. So the exactly what a hernia is, because a hernia is like rough. It's only solvable by actual surgery. Basically, the one I have is called a hiatal hernia. And basically at the top of your stomach, where your stomach meets your esophagus, there's a valve that closes. However, the lining of my stomach protrudes through that valve, so it can't actually close because my stomach has exited the valve. So if it tries to close, it closes over my stomach and it's still open. So I get insanely bad acid reflux, and if I'm lying down, especially if I'm lying down on my right side, I can just choke on acid reflux in my sleep. Like, I can just choke on it and die. Which is not great. Isn't it stress related? I mean, it can be, I think. Hiatal hernias, like, the weird thing about it is that they're usually most common in, like, elderly people or people that are, like, really obese. And I'm overweight, but I'm not, like... I'm not that obese that it should have caused a hiatal hernia, so it's kind of not really known why I have it. It doesn't really make sense. Acid reflux itself can be a stress thing. But mine is not. Overweight doesn't necessarily mean in bad health. No, but it went on the form they gave me about like hiatal hernias and how they occur. It literally states like obese, like medically obese, which I am not. I'm chubby, but I'm not dangerously obese. But that's why it makes it more confusing that I have a hiatal hernia, because I'm also not aged 70 plus. So why did my body just go, you know what? I could just be outside instead of inside. What if I tried that? Wouldn't that be a really funny prank, as if I just decided that my stomach should be outside? It is incredible that Leo has, like, stuck it out with me, though. Because the first time Leo ever stayed over, we decided to try, like, treating my acid reflux using, like, acid reflux tablets. We went with Rennie's. And I threw up big time. They made me really ill, and I threw up a lot. And Leo, poor Leo, has a phobia of vomit. So that wasn't great. And then the next week, Leo stayed over. And I didn't realize that. I was like, the Rennies probably didn't make me ill. It was probably just that my acid reflux was that bad. So I tried them again, and I threw up again. And Leo has stuck it out with me somehow. Absolute saint, that man. Absolute saint. Sure you aren't allergic to the meds? I am, in fact, probably allergic to Rennies, yeah. That is what we figured out. We figured out that it was probably Rennies making me throw up. That was before I was on omeprazole or anything. Like, that was before I got a formal diagnosis. I tried Rennies, and they made me very ill. I looked it up, and I think they have peppermint in them. Peppermint can be really bad for people with acid reflux, which is really counterintuitive for an acid reflux tablet. Certain acid reflux medicines are fine, like Gaviscon is another one. That was like a liquid you drink instead of a tablet you chew. Gaviscon's fine. Gaviscon works wonders. Love that stuff. Drink it for breakfast. A lot of this I'm painting black, and I probably don't need to. Like, the arms and stuff, I'm not gonna do black because they're all hinges and things. And you wouldn't put paint on a hinge, right? Because it will just rub off by it being a hinge. So all of this I'll probably do just metal, but the body I'll do black. I think that makes the most sense. Are there any other parts that would possibly be black? I don't think so. That's some don't put band-aid on bleeding cuts type shit. let's do the neck. Even though I am going to be doing the neck like a really light grey so that I can put a contrast over it. Let's just... Are you not supposed to put band-aids on bleeding cuts, or is that the point you were making? Is that that's stupid? Fun fact, because I'm not first aid trained at work, I legally can't put a band-aid on someone. The wings kind of look like stained glass. I've seen someone paint a Heldrake like stained glass and it looked amazing. I could never achieve that. You're supposed to have cleaned it first and stamped a bit of the blood first so it's not gushing out. Oh yeah, I get that. I get not literally being like slicing your finger open and the first thing you do is put a plaster on it. Like that's stupid. I get that. Like, yes, tend to and treat the wound first. I thought you meant like you have to wait until the bleeding has fully stopped to put a band-aid on. It's like at that point I don't need a band-aid. Right, shall we do some of the silver? The body looks so clean and smooth now. As a kid, people saying it that way sounded so dumb. Yeah. Ugh. I'm gonna need to charge my massage gun, it's almost dead. But yeah, I legally cannot give someone a plaster at work because I'm not first aid trained. I have to call a first aider to do it, which is wild. You say people like it wasn't one person that bugged me out so much I can't forget it. Always the way. I always mix metallics a lot more than other paints because I find the actual metalliciness requires a lot more mixing to get it like even throughout the paint. I'm really stoked to have the glow on his face and then to attach him to this fire because it's going to look genuinely amazing. The 3 pixels make your mustache look very good today. Like Mario. Old school Mario. Where's Artemis at? Where's the baby? Oh, she's in her box. Hang on, can I show? She's over there. Oh no, it died. The massage gun died. RIP. I'll have to charge that off camera. Ugh. Because currently my USB is being used to charge my phone. Which, it's actually not enough. It's still, the battery on my phone while streaming like this drains slightly faster than I save it. No more paint lobotomy, no. No more Mr. Loboto from Psychonauts. Dr. Loboto, whatever he was called. Oh, did I mix the wrong silver? Where's my other one? Did I choose the wrong one? No, I swear this was the more empty one. Yeah, this one's basically dry. Question why I even still have it. Let's paint in there. I just need to mix it upside down, I think. So it all drops down. But it is running out. I think I do have another one, but I want to use this up before I open a fucking third pot. Because I have a habit of just having like 50 million of the same paint open because I don't chuck the old ones out. And then I have to go through them and be like, which one's the one that works? Which is the one that's still moist? Jazz hands with the paints, yeah. You know what? It'll do. I will not cover the Dragosi. That's what everyone's here for. Is that part of the stream or the one where I reused jokes from 2 hours ago? It do be like that. How does that look? Yeah, that's the vibe I'm trying to put out there. great thing about doing like fake paint wear is that I don't have to do it well, because any imperfections are just like, you know, imperfections. That's how paint wearing be. It's not just perfectly even. At least we aren't at the uwu speak level of brain damage, yeah. You're not summoning Cthulhu tonight? Shame. I'm gonna add metalware to the kind of cross thing in the middle and make it look like that's a thing that wasn't an accident. You know? Happy little accidents. You're really perplexed about the Dragossi, like, you really can't put anything in it. It has no use. No. I don't even know if anybody sells, like, something you can plug it up with a dragon butt plug. Someone might have made like exhaust smoke that you can put in there or something. Hey. Whenever you want to say the time in chat, you have to debate whether you should use the 12 or 24-hour clock, because you can't remember if it's only Americans can't. It's only Americans that can't understand what 1900 is, yeah. 7 o'clock. It is currently 21:24 here in the UK. Here in the UK, our education does just about permit the teaching of numbers above 12. We only see the 12-hour one orally, like someone will see 19 and say 7 o'clock. Yeah. Same. I would say 7 o'clock out loud. I wouldn't say, oh, it's 1700. It's not like the military, you know? That's part of it done. It's not looking bad. Not looking bad. Oh, my back is not enjoying being hunched over. Can you put fire like an engine in its ass? Yeah, I talked about that earlier. Like, someone might sell like smoke you can put in there or something, like exhaust fumes. But I honestly have no idea. Should we find out? No, I cannot find anything. Not in... Yeah, no one's done anything. Not even the person that did the flame for it has done something. So... Let's have a look. Do they do chaos? Let's have a look. Because they've got some really cool stuff. I'm actually just going to have a look at them in general because they're really cool. But like, they've got jetpack exhausts, which are really fucking cool. Like, those are really cool. He did a tutorial on painting those as well, which I love. flamethrower. Like, we got exhaust fumes for a Hellbrute and for a Forge Fiend. But the way he makes them, I think they're, like, specifically shaped to fit in those specific, like, holes. So I don't think I'd be able to fit them in the back of the... That's also, like, one big plume connecting to all three. So I don't think any of those would fit. Those ones maybe. Maybe. But also they'd just be a straight line coming out of the exhaust ports. They wouldn't be like smoke where it like plumes out and then rises. So yeah, short of like designing and 3D printing one myself, probably not. Some of the stuff looks really cool though. My favorite one of their Tau stuff. They do like shields for some of their droids and some of them look so good. They've got like caught bullets in them and stuff. Give me a good one. Come on. Is it just this one? I swear they had more. But that one anyway is a really good example. I could have sworn it was Tau. Unless they stopped doing them. The drone shields. Can't find it. Oh, that's a banner. Where are the shields? Hello, Ninja Wolf. How are you doing? T-shirt. No, I want an actual... There's some examples of other shields that they do. For a droidica. I'm also doing alright. Not bad, not bad. But yeah, some of the... There we go, this one. These guys. Look at the shields. They're so cool. Can I want to zoom in on the picture, but I can't. Some of these, they're just really cool. Like the way they catch bullets and stuff just looks so cool. Shield 1, there you go, shield remaster, there we go, that, so cool. You cast my paints are low quality, that's rude. My paints aren't low quality. Look at this. The lighting doesn't want to show this off now for some reason. This is my plume of fire. The camera is not liking it for some reason now. It was a poor D&D attempted a D&D joke. I got it. I get it. This is all good. One really fun thing, I don't know if I can't really show it off, but the plastic that the fire was 3D printed in is translucent. So if you can see it there actually, you can see the light coming through it, so it looks like it's glowing. Which is fun. It was very fun. I'm really proud of this, I'm not gonna lie. He's going to attach to this boy, who we are currently painting. It could be $10. That doesn't even cover the cost of the actual item, let alone the paint job. $11 final offer. Damn, you got me. That's the limit. Lowest I'll go is $11. I would love to do painting commissions for models, like set up an Etsy where people send me the money for like the model they want and then extra for the paint job, and I paint models for them in like the color scheme that they want. I'd love to do that, but I don't have enough confidence in my own ability to be like I don't feel like my paint jobs are worth people paying me for it, you know? There also is really time consuming, and I don't feel like I'd make enough money off of it to actually warrant the amount of time that it would take. Because one of the things with Warhammer is most people kind of want to paint it themselves. Some people do get commission painting jobs, and some people charge insanely high for those paint jobs, but those people are also like way better at painting than me. I am an amateur. I am only semi-good at painting. I also don't know if I have the patience to paint someone's entire army and not rush parts. Because that's another thing with ADHD. I think I'd end up rushing things, and then like the models would start off really good, and then as I go they'd get worse and worse. Sure, there's some money to be made for that on like Fiverr and stuff. Yeah, or Etsy. There are definitely people that do it on Etsy. There's a mouse going wild in your walls. Well, invite it in. Don't make it stay out there. Like Girlie is sprinting in there. She just wants to come say hi. One got in the house one time and your cat caught it and started tossing it around and catching it again. Oh, see, my cat, when they... Well, Artemis has never caught a mouse because we've not had any mice here. But at my parents', when the cats would catch mice, you'd just hear Luna sat in a corridor just crunching through it. Like, really loudly just crunching through its bones. And then she'd leave half of a mouse just cut open in half with its guts out in the corridor. Do, 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 do. The worst was when they would bring in birds, because they would very rarely actually kill the birds before they'd bring them in, so they'd just bring in live birds. And that was always chaotic. Also, it was your cat's second interaction with a mouse ever, and oh boy, were we not expecting a cat to be... our indoor cat to be so vicious. That bitch discovered the outdoors and immediately picked up on the fact that there was more food to be found outside. Back at 360p, woo woo, going up in the world. Just re-watch the stream on YouTube the next day. You can re-watch it in higher quality and see everything you missed. You can see my eyebrows now. Wow. Wow. This truly is next-gen graphics. Your phone is like 5 years old. That's honestly not that old though, really. I think my phone was at least that old before I replaced it. Like, in terms of displays, phone display technology really hasn't changed that much compared to 5 years ago. I can't get the bit I'm trying to paint on camera. I want to paint here. No, like that. That is not ideal for my left-handedness though. Your last one had a button to go back to the main menu, and I'll never forgive these bitches to have taken that away. iPhones have even taken away the home button. Like, iPhones don't have any buttons now. They're all gesture controls. Like, at least Androids still simulate buttons at the bottom of your screen, even if they're not actual buttons. iPhones don't even do that anymore. Oh, why is this hurting my hand so much now? Something about the way I'm holding this paintbrush today is apparently really hurting my hand. You'll never catch me with an Apple phone. The only Apple thing I have it because Procreate is an only Apple thing. Yeah, honestly, Procreate is great. I started off with an iPad, and then Leo, and it was secondhand. I got it from Leo, and then Leo got a new phone, so I got his phone secondhand. And then, because I was still a videographer at the time, and I wanted to separate work from my PC, I bought an Apple MacBook. I bought a MacBook Pro for video editing and doing work like elsewhere, and honestly it was good. It was a good purchase. I also got it because Logic Pro, the music software, is Apple only, so I can use it on there. And then literally like 2 weeks after buying it, our apartment flooded and my PC died, so the MacBook was literally a savior. There's a friggin' hair. Go away. There we go. It's looking good. It do be looking good. It do be looking good. I am happy with how it's turning out. All my hard work. I do still regret building it before I painted it and not after. Because that would have made my life much easier and it would have looked much better on camera. Like, the process would have been easier to film. But, you know. Cannot do anything about that now. It looks like it has horrible posture. Yeah. Kinda does. To be fair, that was partly me. Like, I did build it slightly wonk. I really want to get back into 3D modeling on Blender. So a fun idea when I've no longer got Warhammer to paint, a fun idea could be like live streaming making stuff in Blender. That could be quite fun. Your blind and deaf 20-year-old cat is yelling at the open door right now. Nice. Meow. Meow. So, sneaky reveal that you only get if you watch the stream. Me and Leo have put down a deposit on another cat. On another little kitten. I'm not going to reveal it in any videos until we've got the cat, which won't be for a while, but we have put down a deposit on a cat. Nope, different breed. He is a Maine Coon. It's a personal choice, no judgment in it, but you much prefer cats at shelters. Yeah, I do get that. Like, none of the cats I had growing up were pure breeds or anything. One of the big reasons is we just probably couldn't really have an outdoor cat where we live currently. Like, it just wouldn't work. We couldn't put a cat door in, so they'd either be locked in or locked out wherever we went. We don't have a garden for them, so it would just be a bit of a shit life for an outdoor cat. And Artemis is an indoor cat, so we couldn't get like one indoor cat and one outdoor cat. And also with like going to a breeder, you kind of have the temperament and like the way the cat acts, like, not guaranteed, but you have an idea of how the cat will probably be, like, temperament wise, whereas you don't have that with shelters. I would love to have shelter cats one day. Like, I'd love to get dogs from a shelter as well, but yeah, you just have no guarantee what the actual temperament and like how the animals act is going to be. We'd probably have to, like, if we ever did do that, we'd have to have a house first of all. We'd have to not be renting. We'd need a house with like a decent garden, and we'd probably have to have one of those like microchip cat doors so that some of the cats can get out and like some of them can't, if we had indoor and outdoor cats. But who knows if that will ever happen. Alright, I should probably end the stream there, given that it is 10:05. But we made some progress. We did a lot of painting today, I feel. We've gotten pretty far, so it was a good stream. It was a good stream. Had a good time. I'm very tired now. So thank you for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next stream. Peace out.